It's near the end of a very cool May, and things are considerably further behind than they normally are this time of year. But I'm going to do a quick walk through the garden and just show you what's happening right now. This is underneath the sugar maples, and you can see some false Solomon seal just blooming there. The ostrich ferns are looking lush. Over here, this is mostly wood poppies that are in seed now. The blooms have finished for now, but there'll probably be a second flush. Down in front of me we have some Virginia waterleaf that is in full flower right now, and everything is looking lush and green. In this garden, over here we have my patch that hasn't really produced much, although I have now planted Canada anemone, and it is slowly taking over, so hopefully this will fill in the area. And as you may be able to see here, it won't be long till the Canada anemone flowers are opening, so this should be a nice show of beautiful white flowers. As we look down the row here, we can see that my nanny berry is just full of blossoms this year. They're looking quite lovely. My white oak leaves are finally starting to come out. You can see in the background the big walnut trees. Those leaves are just starting to come out. This garden here, haven't decided what to do with it. I planted early goldenrod in it, and it is slowly taking it over. But for now, I have enough other projects that I'll likely just let it fill in. The waterfall is doing well this morning. I do have a slow leak here somewhere, and so I have to turn the falls off when I'm away. But I have my first buds forming on the blue flag iris. You can see there. So this time last year, these were already blooming. So things are quite a bit behind. My patch of bearberry is looking lush. It was full of flowers this spring, but I have rarely ever had any fruit on it, so I'm not sure if I just don't have the right pollinators or what the story is. But other than that, it seems quite happy. Down in the bog garden, so-called bog garden, I removed most of the big stuff from it last year. I have my showy lady slipper. That is coming back this year, although it too is behind. Last year there were already flowers in it this time. A skunk cabbage and a Baltic rush down in here that I really like the form of. And up in here, got a dwarf chinkapin that is nicely leafing out. This garden is looking rather bare at this point. Last year this was full of yellow giant hyssop, and this year I have one pathetic little green stem coming up in the clump. I lost a lot of plants this winter. I'm not sure why, but I do have some Michigan lilies coming. They're looking nice, and my patch of poke milkweed is diminishing. I'm down to 2 plants now, but they are coming along. So there's one. It's got some flower buds forming in it. My wild blue phlox is looking gorgeous this year, and because it stayed so cool, those flowers have lasted for quite a long time. My wetland, which was relatively new last year, I just put it in the year before. It's starting to fill in nicely, and back here we have some more ostrich ferns. The Virginia bluebells are now done and making seeds, so I've got a nice expanding crop of Virginia bluebells. A big storm we had flattened them but they were already pretty much finished blooming when that happened. My red elderberry is filling out nicely as well. Over in here we have quite a few ferns. In front of me is a big lush lady fern. I need to divide that one of these years. And over here a male fern. And we have some more Michigan lilies, and beside it some golden seal, Christmas ferns, sensitive ferns. Back in here we have some large leaf or Canada water leaf. And here is my glorious twin leaf, which is really thriving. I love the really interesting seed heads that form, and that little cap will pop open and the seeds will be exposed. A lot of the stuff in here was new last year and it's starting to get established. Most of the green back in through there is Enchanter's Nightshade, so I'll probably end up pulling a lot of that out. It does really well and spreading, so if I don't keep it under control, then it'll overpower everything else. Some mayapple, some zigzag goldenrod. My red osier dogwood is blooming nicely here. I have a pagoda dogwood that has flower buds coming in it. And this patch last year was solid with yellow jewelweed, and this year hardly anything showing up. But that's okay. The richweed and black cohosh are both doing well. Interestingly, my tall meadow rue and purple meadow rue were about 5 feet, almost 6 feet tall last year at this time when they started to bloom, and these are barely 3 feet high, but they're getting flowers in them already. So whatever this winter did to my plants, some of them are not as happy as they were. And here we've got some late figwort. Some people call it carpenter square. And down in there, struggling to do anything, is some giant ironweed. And over here we have my American spikenard. No sign of flower buds yet, but it's a lovely plant as well. Another Christmas fern. And finally, I may have succeeded in getting a hart's tongue fern to survive. This is the first time I've had one of these make it through the winter for me. And some yellow lady slipper in full bloom here. And a nice maidenhair fern that I planted last year, and it seems to be very happy there. I have a small one over here that I've had there for quite a few years, but it seems to struggle. It never gets very big and lush. Over here we have the golden groundsel, sometimes called golden ragwort, Pachyra aurea, that is nicely filling in this spot. And behind it is a patch of large leaf aster, and right in the middle of it all there's a couple of ferns and some blue lobelia. And over here we have lots of blue lobelia all in through there, and that all started from 2 plants a few years ago that self-seeds. And some jack-in-the-pulpits back here. The raspberries are starting to get some flower buds forming. And my swamp white oak. And this garden is the one that had my famous or infamous giant Canada lilies, and unfortunately last winter rabbits came and dug all the mature plants out, and I had to cover what was left with chicken wire, and this is what I have this year. These are not quite chest high, and I was looking at a picture from last year and they were higher than my head already by this time of year. So we're not going to have the show this year that I've had in the past. And this is just a mix of everything, some deliberately planted, lots of wild columbine, got wild bergamot and bee balm in here, mostly bee balm, and a few other things growing in here, many of which are just volunteers that came from other gardens. My butterfly milkweed is up in places. No sign of flower. Oh, yeah, there's the first of the flower buds on my elderberry. So, going to get some fruit again this year. And this garden over here was my land of giants, but I've decided this year, we pulled everything out last year that was all the big cup plants and green-headed coneflower, and I've created a vegetable garden. I haven't had a vegetable garden in years, and I decided it was time to try it again. And across the back, I sunk a number of cut-off barrels. You can just see the outline there into the soil. And this is where I'm moving my milkweed garden to, down here. So you can see right here, that was a common milkweed, and it nicely got planted and something broke it off. But because it's common milkweed, I've got lots more. And in here we've got some world milkweed, and I've planted some American germander with it because in the barrel, because it's a member of the mint family and it spreads rather aggressively. So it's going to be trapped in the barrel with the world milkweed. And then I've got a swamp milkweed, and then I have 3 more barrels, and I will decide which milkweeds are going to go into those barrels eventually. And these are just a bunch of pots that were behind my garage that got self-seeded with silver maple. So I thought I'd let them grow a bit and see if anybody wanted a silver maple. And my American hazelnuts are looking pretty good, although I had virtually no female flowers on it this spring. I'm not sure why that was, which means I may not get much in the way of fruit or nuts on it. Although it looks like here there might be some on some of the branches. And then my new garden here, this was my tulip tree that was really lovely, planted in 2006, so it's not even 20 years old yet, and look at the size of that baby. But a big storm took the top out of it last fall, and so I decided to make a snag of it, and I'm going to plant some sun-loving plants down here. I picked up some Fernald's sedge yesterday, and I'm going to put some other things like wild columbine, and just now that I've got some more sun in my garden, I'm going to make use of it. And over here we have what I call my foothills garden because it's below the plateau, and these are slowly coming along. Last year it was too shady with that tulip tree, so this year hopefully these things will do a lot better now that they're getting full sun. And so that, my friends, is a very quick tour of a big chunk of my garden. There's lots more to see, but most of it is just of interest to me. And there we go. So I'll leave you with some nice wild columbine. Hope you enjoyed that quick tour. Maybe we'll do another one a bit later.